With summer on our doorstep and the trees and flowers fully blossomed, I was thinking this is a great opportunity to capture the beauty of nature, taking one step further from the intimate landscape photography and trying out the macro photography. Good morning everybody. My plan today is to capture detail shots of the wheat field with poppies. I usually use the 70 to 300 mm lens for detail shots, which has a minimum focus distance of about 1 meter. That means the subject can be about 1 meter far away from the camera. I have this poppy flower and I'd like to take a closer look at it. So I'm going to show you how close I can get with the 70 to 300 mm. So I've got a focus on the subject. This is the closest I can get to my subject. If I get any closer, I wouldn't be able to focus on the flower. But I'd like to get even closer to the flower, so I'm going to swap the 70 to 300 to a macro lens. I borrowed my husband's macro lens, the Nikon Z MC 105mm f2.8. The reproduction ratio for this lens is 1:1, a huge difference in comparison with my zoom lens, the Nikon 70 to 300mm f4.5 to 5.6, which has a reproduction ratio of 1:4. With the Nikon Z MC 105mm f2.8, I can get really close to my subject, up to 0.3 meter. And let's try to focus. All right, I've got the flower in frame. But the thing is, I can get even closer to the flower. I took this first picture of the poppy, and as you can see, the pistil is out of focus, some of the stamen are in focus, some of them aren't, and the petals are mostly out of focus. An f4 aperture in this case was not a good choice. So I took a few other test shots, trying to figure out the best aperture for the poppy. But this little bee came into the frame and ruined my composition. I could have taken a sharp picture, but the shutter speed was only at 1/40th of a second, so the little body was out of focus. I increased the shutter speed to 160th of a second, but it was still out of focus. Give it another try, but this time the bee flew away to gather pollen from another poppy. Without the bee, I almost nailed it, but the pistil was still out of focus. So I tried it once again and nailed it. This time, all the important parts are in focus. With an f8 aperture and 160th of a second shutter speed, I could already get most of the flower in focus. Some parts of the petals are still out of focus, but they are not disturbing like in the first image. Once you get into higher magnification, the depth of field becomes increasingly important. Choosing the right aperture can make or break the image. Of course, like in any type of photography, light is very important. Using a harsh light can make your subject look bad. So even like using a simple foam to make a small shade for your subject or flower or whatever you want to photograph can make a huge difference. So look at this. Sun and shade. Sun and shade. Sun and shade. It's important to have the same quality light also on your background. It's no good if your subject is in shade and your background is blown out. Of course, you don't need a foam or a diffuser to create a shade for your subject. If the sun gets covered by clouds, then you will get a naturally diffused light. I was blown by the fantastic magnification the macro lens gave me, so I took the opportunity to look for other subjects. I captured this young wheat air, which is sharp even at f6.3. This is mainly due to the fact that the parts of the air are on the same level from root to peak, not like the petals where there are several millimeters distance from bottom to top. There is a meadow near us, so I'm going over there now and see what I can find. I've got to the meadow and I have colorful flowers. I also have a big tree which is creating shade to part of it. So let's get started. I quickly realized that in macro photography the depth of field is even more important than in other types of photography, because the closer you get to your subject, the shallower the depth of field, which will have a huge effect on the composition. Parts of a flower can be blurred completely, while other parts are in sharp focus, even though they are just millimeters apart. While with a zoom lens you would choose a wide aperture to blur the background and get separation for your subject, with a macro lens the opposite is true. You have to use a smaller aperture to get more details in focus, and the blurry background is not an issue even at f8 or f16. So choosing the right aperture is key for a successful composition and image. Also, the shutter speed is very important, especially when the wind is blowing or some insects appear in the frame. I'm sitting at the edge of the shadowed area, and some parts of the flowers are already lit by the sun while others are in shade, so I'm playing around with this change of light. I had a very good experience trying out macro photography and was pleasantly surprised how easy it is to work with the macro lens. The Nikon Z MC 105mm f2.8 is an incredible lens, not too heavy, only 630 grams. Even handheld, I didn't get tired while holding it for a longer time. The color and the focus quality are exceptional. The bokeh quality of the lens is superb, without any distracting features, giving the images an artistic feel. If you are new to macro photography, but also if you are a professional, I highly recommend you to invest in this lens. It is worth it, and you will enjoy macro photography even if you are new to it and trying it out for the first time. Photographing macro is a lot of fun, but it's definitely hard as well. It's fascinating that the camera can see so many details that the naked eye cannot see. I really like the pictures that I took, but if you want to see really good macro pictures, then I recommend to check out Greg's Flickr profile. I will put it in the description below. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!